So if we talk about VCTA DCB, okay, what is there in this certification? What are we going to do here? Okay, so I'm going to talk about each and everything. Okay, so basically, VCTA DCB certification is there for everyone, whether it's a fresher or if the person is an experienced or a seasoned professional. Okay, now what is the motive of VCTA DCB? Let me first tell you that it's a certification that you should, okay, I'm not saying you must, I'm saying that you should take before appearing for VCP. Okay, so VCP is like the main certification offered by VMware. After that, you've got VCAP as well, and then you've got design expert as well. But the let's say the selling point from VMware certification point of view is VCP. Okay, now here I'm going to teach you two things. Number one, the concepts related to virtualization. Okay, now why virtualization? Because virtualization is the backing technology that is going to help us, get better on our journey to cloud. Do you all agree with me that virtualization is the driving factor for cloud? Yes or no? Absolutely, right? So that is why we are not going to limit ourselves. We are not going to limit ourselves just to VMware. Okay. Obviously, we are going to talk about the technologies created by VMware, but the concepts that I'm going to teach you related to virtualization will apply everywhere. Okay. Now, if you go for maybe a data center certification by Cisco, these concepts will apply there. Okay, so this certification is going to teach you the very basics of virtualization. Okay, how is a virtual data center different from a traditional data center? Each and everything. Okay, the steps. All right. Now, how are we going to proceed about this course? I've already written this in the last lines. Okay, so we are going to have live classes, obviously. Now most probably it's going to be 7 to 8. Okay, but let me just talk to the team again. We'll all agree upon a suitable time. Okay, so nobody has to worry about that. Okay, nobody's going to miss their CCNA classes, let me assure you. Okay, then there are going to be hands-on labs. Okay, now hands-on labs is going to be a tricky portion. Why? Because number one, if we go for VCCL premium, then we don't have to worry about labs. Otherwise, we have two more options. Okay, we can either use HOL by VMware, which is completely free to use, but the only hassle that you have to go through is to find out where that lab is. Okay, where that lab is. Okay, or you can create your own lab if your system has that many resources. Okay, now along with this, we are going to uh, test you on each and every concept that we teach you. Okay, so there are going to be quizzes. Now I teach other batches as well. I teach cybersecurity, I teach CCNA. So every now and then I'm going to take their quizzes. Okay, I'm going to take their tests so that they can retain that. So just to address the questions in the chat box, yes, you're going to get recorded sessions. I'm just going to come to that portion as well. Okay, and you can see that on your student portal, you are going to get the classes. All right, and I want to answer this really interesting question asked by Saurabh. Okay, Saurabh, so this is just one part. Okay, if you have attended other webinars by networkings or any other training company, you would have seen that these days you can't get a job just on the basis of one technology. Okay, one technology, because even these days, for becoming a network engineer, they want you to be proficient, if not proficient then familiar or somewhat familiar with the software defined networking concepts. Okay, they want you to be familiar with a little bit of virtualization. Okay, so if you have other certifications in hand, okay, and if you want to take VCTA, then definitely you will get a hike. Okay, but if you're a fresher and you want to take VCTA DCV, okay, then uh, yes, there are, better chances for you to get selected as an L1 engineer. Okay, but you don't stop there. Do you understand? You don't stop there. You would have to take VCP. That is when you get a good salary hike. Okay, Saurabh, did that answer your question? Okay. So yeah, you don't have to worry then if you are in the networking domain, then if you take VCTA, then you should expect a hike. Okay. So these are the modules that we are going to be covering in this course. Okay. Obviously, number one is intro to virtualization, where we are going to take up the generic concepts related to virtualization. Okay. Where is virtualization applicable? What were the problems in traditional data centers? Okay. And we are just not going to study DCV, which is data center virtualization or server virtualization. We are also going to take in account what we are also going to take in account NSX and vSAN. Obviously, this certification does not test you on vSAN or NSX, but it would be good to know about those concepts. Okay, then we'll talk about VMware in the second module, because obviously, despite being the pioneer in virtualization technology, VMware has some rivals. Okay, can anyone tell me about some of the rivals of VMware when it comes to data center virtualization? Yeah, just give your opinions. Yep, you've got Cisco, you've got Microsoft with its Hyper-V, right? Oracle, yeah, but Oracle can't really compete with VMware on that level. Okay, Citrix, yes, definitely. Citrix, okay, you've got KVM. Great. So I'm really happy that all of you guys came prepared. So that is where we are going to, understand, and that is where we are going to differentiate between different technologies related to just virtualization. Okay, and then uh, we are going to talk about how we are going to create our lab. Now, this module is going to be for those people who have that much resources on their devices. Okay. Now, it is generally assumed for the lab design of DCV, VCTA DCV, you should have at least 16 gigs of RAM. Okay. Even with those resources, the labs might not run perfectly, but it will be okay for you to understand those. Okay, for those who do not have that much resources on their computers, you don't have to worry at all. There are other options from VMware. Okay, then in the fourth module we are going to start talking about ESXi. Okay, the hypervisor created by VMware. How does it work? What other components are coupled with ESXi so that it makes up vSphere? Okay, so after we talk about ESXi, we are going to talk about the second component, which is vCenter. And then we are going to talk about the solutions offered by VMware to address different problems related to software defined data centers or virtual data centers. Okay, so some of the solutions have been listed in the module 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and towards the end, we are also going to take up the CLI portion. Okay, now these modules are more than enough for you to pass VCTA. Okay, let me assure you, because in VCTA, you are just going to get asked the basic stuff. Okay, yeah, Kenna. So NSX is not really there in this certification. Okay, because this certification is for a different track, which is DCV or compute virtualization. Okay, network virtualization is a different portion, but we will still talk about NSX. Okay, you don't have to worry. Okay, so we have around 20 to 25 hours, and I don't really want to waste that time teaching stuff that you can already perform using hands-on labs. So focus I will focus on VCTA. Okay, I will focus on VCTA, and I'll try to give you as much knowledge as possible in these 20 to 25 hours. Okay. Yeah, Shubham, I'm going to come to that slide as well, where I'll talk about the official syllabus of VCTA. Okay. So now, why are we here today? Okay, because I'm not going to teach anything today. I'm not going to teach anything today. I'm just going to get you signed up on these different portals. Okay, so the first one is VCCL subscription, which is VMware Customer Connect Learning. Okay, which is highly recommended. Okay, I would say that it's not just a recommended resource, it's a must have resource if you are looking to enhance your knowledge on any VMware product. Even for VCTA, you would have to go through VCCL resources. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to VCCL. Now this is VCCL. Okay, so all you need to do is search on Google VCCL. Okay, and if nothing shows up, then you just write VCCL VMware. Okay, you go here and you go to digital training via Connect Learning. Okay, and you go to login into Connect Learning. Now what you see on your screen is something else. Okay, that's a paid subscription. Okay, that's a paid subscription, which is 99.9999% recommended by us. Okay, why I said 99.999 and not 100, because then you would think that we also want to sell you this product. Okay, now you can do with the basic VCCL subscription as well, but for those of you who are trying to get certified really soon, as soon as this course ends, then you should get this premium subscription, because here you are going to get all the labs, all the exam prep series, okay, as well as all the content, okay, related to VCTA. Okay, but then you would also get some good amount of material related to VCP and VCAP. All right, now what you have to do initially is you have to go to login to Connect Learning, and where you will eventually land up is this. You enter your email address, you sign in. Okay, you sign in, and then what are you going to do? You will get here. Okay, so I'll switch between Hindi and English so that everyone is comfortable. So आपको क्या करना है? सबसे पहले आपको लिखना है अपने ब्राउजर में VCCL. Okay, so I'll write this down in the chat box. आपको लिखना है VCCL. Okay, आप VCCL लिखेंगे, आपके पास एक स्क्रीन आएगी, आपको ये कॉपी करना है. ठीक है, ये कॉपी करने के बाद आपके पास इस तरीके का एक लिंक आएगा. ठीक है, ये क्या पता आपके लिए ना काम करे. ओके, बिकॉज ये मेरे अकाउंट से जनरेट हुआ है. सो इफ इट डजंट वर्क फॉर यू, यू डोंट नीड टू वरी. यू हैव टू प्रोसीड विद द सेम स्टेप्स. अगर नहीं याद रहेगा, सो देन व्हेन यू गेट दिस वीडियो, you will be able to go through the steps again. All right, so when you create your account, you will get something like this. Okay, so this is a basic subscription of Customer Connect Learning. Okay, it's completely free to use, and despite being free, you can still go through the VCTA course here. Okay, but there won't be any labs here. Okay, there won't be any labs here. Now you go to your learning library, and this is what you will get. If you write vSphere, then you will get everything related to vSphere. Okay, and then there are courses as well. Okay, if you write data center, then you will get vSphere courses, and the one that you would have to enroll yourself in is going to be this one. Okay, so this course is from 2020. Now for 2021, you would have to write VMware Server virtualization. Okay. And when you write this in the chat box, you will get this VMware Server Virtualization Fundamentals. Okay. It's the 2021 version of VCTA DCV. Okay. So when you go here, you will get a window like this. You would have to enroll yourself in this course. Okay. As you see, it's completely free and it comes with the basic subscription that every one of you will get when you create your account. Okay. And when you go to next, just give me a second, and you go to launch, you will be able to see something like this. Okay. So here, just give me a second. Okay. So this training has all you need to pass your certification exam. Okay. This is all you need.
Hi, you are watching the recording from one of our live session. Hit like, share, and subscribe for more future updates.
Now, before I started talking about this, I actually should have told you about the certification itself. So if you go to VCTA DCV, okay, so you go here, and if you go to certification details, it does not give you a proper outline if you go to this page. Okay, Shubham, like this is what they have mentioned for this certification. Okay, and all you would see here is the link to VCTA. Okay. Now, what have they mentioned here? That this is the first certification. After this, you would have to take VCP, then VCAP, and then Design Expert. Okay. And they just tell you which course you should go through. All right. And they tell you that this is inside the premium subscription. Okay. Now, this is the test code. And as you can see, inside this exam, you'll get 51 questions. Okay, so this is the basic info that you need before starting the course. You can go here, paste this, okay, and you can look at it after the session. Now, coming back to this course, okay, here they have mentioned the three modules. Okay, they have mentioned three modules which are there in the syllabus. Okay, so यहाँ पे आपके पास तीन मॉड्यूल्स दिए हैं जिसमें आपको बताया है कि सिलेबस क्या है. So यहाँ पे यही लिखा है कि इंट्रोडक्शन टू डेटा सेंटर वर्चुअलाइजेशन विद VMware vSphere, components of VMware vSphere, the main components, and how can we interact with other components through vSphere, and end में how does vSphere tackle the data center challenges. Okay, so this is considered to be the main syllabus, but iske andar, okay, within these modules you will have different sub modules. Okay, and you can consider all of them to be in the official syllabus. Okay, I hope that helps all of you in understanding what is there in VCTA. Okay, or if anyone has any doubt, you can let me know. I hope everyone is okay with this. You can comment yes or no. Okay. For lab access, even for lab access, you have different options. I'll just take you through an option which is free. Okay, which is free. Okay, Prabhakar, don't worry about it. Okay, VMware Workstation is just a type 2 hypervisor. Okay, VMware is the company itself. ESXi is the type 1 hypervisor. I'll tell you each and everything related to that. Okay, Prabhakar, you don't have to worry. Everything related to the concepts will be discussed in class number 1. Okay, so yeah, Sahil, the basic subscription is completely free. Okay, and yes, Sachin, you will get videos after the class. I'll come to that portion as well. Okay, Coming back to HOL, okay, the second point. Now, I hope everyone is clear about the first point. VCCL basic subscription is free. Okay, VCCL basic subscription is free. Got it, everyone? Coming to HOL by VMware. Okay, Raj, don't worry. vSphere is the technology that we are going to talk about. Okay, from class one. Okay, Raj. Right now, I'm not teaching anything. I'm just talking about the required material. Okay, don't worry. You have to do this on your browser, any browser of your choice. Okay, I'm using Safari, HOL, VMware. Okay, as soon as you write hol.vmware.com, you will be taken to this site. Okay, and this solves most of the problems related to lab access. Okay, like I said, most of the problems. Why not all of them? Because in order to find out what we need to do, what is the agenda of this lab, or what are the objectives of this lab, for that you would have to search a little bit more. Okay, now once you create this account on VMware Hands-on Labs, it's similar to what we did for VMware Customer Connect Learning. Okay, so this is VMware Hands-on Labs. For this lab provided by VMware, you don't have to worry about how much compute resources are there in your system. Okay, your system should only be able to provide you access of a browser, and once you have a browser, then you will be able to use these labs. Okay, one more thing, you just need to have a good internet connection. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay, now if you are able to attend these classes without any problems, without my screen getting blurry, then definitely you can perform these labs as well. Now you click on any of these labs. Okay, these are the labs, and you go here on try our labs once you have created your account. Okay, and this is the lab access given to you free of cost by VMware. Okay, now some of these labs are titled lightning labs, which tell you about a specific concept or which help you understand a specific concept within 30 minutes. Okay, that's why the name is lightning labs. Okay, now let me take an example of one lab that we'll be working with in the next week. Okay, so I'll go to all labs. After going to all labs, here you have different products. Okay, because VMware offers products related to multi-cloud, digital workspace, virtual networking, virtual storage, and then also related to security. Okay, so when you go to all labs, you're going to get all the labs here. Now here what you need to do is you need to look for these labs one by one. Let's suppose the first topic that we are going to cover in our classes is introduction to virtualization, right? Where we'll talk about traditional data centers, we'll talk about hypervisors, we'll talk about virtual machines, how they work. Okay, now after going through those classes, you will have to write virtualization 101. So don't worry about how the labs will be, how you have to find out the labs. I will help you out with that. Okay, now here you have a lab called virtualization 101. Okay, which means that it will help you understand the functions of vSphere and vCenter. Okay, even if you have enrolled for this lab once, and even if you have played around with this lab once, you don't have to worry. You can do this whenever you want. So you go to start this lab. Okay, now if everything is good on your end, like the internet connection is good, uh, the browser that you're using is a standard one, then definitely you don't have to run these tests. You can start the lab right away. And once you start your lab, you can extend it for as much as 8 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, as much as you want. Okay. Right now, you don't see anything here because the lab is starting. Okay. Now, on the right hand side, you have a small lab guide. Okay. And before you start the lab, you also have some concepts related to virtualization. Okay. You also have some concepts related to virtualization, which you can go through. Okay. What is virtualization? What is separation? What are the different features offered by virtualization? Okay. How does a virtual machine work? You also have this in your lab manual. Okay. On the left hand side, you have a complete lab access, and it will tell you what to do. Okay. So if we go back to page number 1 and we go to lab guidance, okay, then we go here. Okay. And if we have to check this one, okay, then you will also be able to see what, how to create ESXi, how to install it. Okay. Or if you want, you can follow the steps on the right hand side and perform the same on your browser. So you can see here that if I click on Google Chrome, then it will automatically open up. Okay. Here you have vSphere web client, you have got ESX, you have got HOL admin access. Okay. So everything is there. Now don't worry about it, what these terms are. I will talk about these terms in our classes. This is just to show you that you don't need to worry about lab access. Okay. It's free to use. And if you want to learn more and deviate a little bit from the path, then you can do that as well, just using one lab. If you can't find other labs, but you know what to do, right? But you know what to do. So you can definitely go to another browser. Okay. You can type anything, VMWARE. Okay. And you will be able to see that. Okay. Right now it's not working because the connection has been disabled, but you can play around with VMware related concepts here. Is that clear, everyone? Is that understood? Yes or no? Okay, cool. Thanks. Now, coming to the last portion, which is networking's student portal. Okay. Since most of you are, networking internal students, right? So you would have got access to something which is known as networking student portal, right? And you would have all the videos related to the courses that you have taken so far from networkings. Okay. So I'll go to networkings portal. I'll go to login. After going to login, you would have to go to my courses. Okay. So inside my courses, you will find all the courses that you have enrolled in. Okay. Right now, the course access for this particular course has not been generated. Okay. But it will be during the weekend. Okay. So by the time we have our first class on Monday, you should expect this portal as well. Okay. And a course named VCTA would be listed here. Okay. Now let me open up a sample course like this one, CEHV11. Okay, so this is one of the courses that I teach. Now, if you go to Ask Doubts section, then you will be able to see that you can post your doubts, homework, and everything else. Now, what I will use this portal for, I will use this portal for adding quizzes. Okay, I can't guarantee daily quizzes. Okay, but I can, tell you that you'll get quizzes once in 3 days. Okay, so that you can improve your understanding of the concepts that you have gone through. All right, everyone. So Now you have three required materials. You don't have to worry about this one because most of you would already have this. What you need to do now is to create your account on VCCL and HOL. Okay. So cool, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the session. Yeah, VMware has an automation portion as well. VMware helps you to automate as well. Now, Sahil, VCTA will help you. Okay. But then VCTA is from VMware, AWS is from Amazon. Okay. So like I said, when I teach this course, I will talk about the generic concepts and the general concepts that apply to all the vendors. Okay. But then there are some Amazon related concepts that you would have to go through differently. And then there are some VMware related concepts which you would have to go through differently. But around 50% portion of this course will help you in understanding cloud based concepts as well. Why? Because virtualization is the technology which is driving cloud, right? So cloud is just a location that uses virtualization. It's a remote location that uses virtualization rather than going for traditional data centers. Okay. All right. So I hope everyone had fun in today's session. Okay. Now, I don't want our classes to get boring. Okay. So I want you to interact as much as you can. I'll give you some reading material as well. Go through that. Okay. Spend 30 minutes a day. Okay. Going through the concepts. And then, trust me, you'll learn a lot. Okay. Cool then. Everyone, thank you. Take care. Yes, Raj, you will be able to do that. Okay. Don't worry, you will be able to get a job after AWS and VCTA. Okay. So just check out these labs by yourself. Okay. Test the virtualization 101 lab by yourself. Find out how it works. Okay. Find out how it works. And then on Monday, come prepared. Prepared with what? This. Okay. Just write traditional data center versus virtualization. Come prepared. Just Google this. Okay. So that when I'm teaching you, your doubts will be clear. Okay. You actually can, Puneet, but it tends to get expensive. That's the reason why. Okay. Now, for with HOL, you can do it for free, or very soon we'll try to set up each and everything on uh, the racks, networking racks. Okay. So we haven't got the time to do so, but we'll do that. Don't worry. Yes, Zain. So classes will start on Monday. Okay. So everyone will be notified of the timing beforehand. Don't worry. We are aware that you have classes from 8:30. So there won't be any clashes. Okay. So we'll start from Monday. Till then, if you want to take a screenshot till the time you get this video, take a screenshot that you need VCCL, HOL, and your networking student portal. So I'll again write this down in the chat box. Okay. So that's all from my side today. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care and good night.